They called it the Silent Hunter. Not a submarine, not a depth charge, but a strange, deadly weapon that attacked from above, without warning, without mercy, and without missing. By 1943, German U-boat captains feared only one word echoing through their steel hulls: Hedgehog. This is the story of the moment the hunters became the hunted. At the start of World War II, U-boats ruled the Atlantic. Small, silent, and deadly, they prowled shipping lanes, sinking thousands of Allied vessels. Convoys burned, freighters vanished. Even mighty warships fell prey to torpedoes launched by unseen predators. A U-boat commander once bragged, "The Atlantic is our hunting ground." But by late 1942, the ocean was about to strike back. For years, the Allies relied on depth charges, but depth charges had a terrible flaw. They exploded underwater and indirectly. Even when they detonated close, the pressure often wasn't enough to destroy a U-boat. A British officer once joked, "Depth charges are like throwing rocks at a mouse you can't see." U-boats survived more often than not, slipping away into darkness. The Allies needed something that hit first and asked questions later. In 1943, a new weapon rolled onto the decks of Allied ships, the Hedgehog anti-submarine mortar. It looked bizarre, like a metal porcupine spitting 24 spiked bombs in a perfect arc. But what made the Hedgehog terrifying wasn't how it looked, it was how it worked. Instead of exploding randomly underwater, Hedgehog bombs detonated only on impact, meaning if something hit, something died. Unlike depth charges, the Hedgehog fired its projectiles ahead of the ship. This meant hunters didn't have to pass over the submarine and lose sonar contact. For the first time, Allied ships could maintain sonar lock, predict the U-boat's movement, launch a precision attack, and strike silently. No massive explosions unless they hit the target. To a U-boat crew, it felt like being stalked by a shadow they couldn't shake. The ocean would suddenly erupt above them, not with thunderous blasts, but with dozens of silent killers falling from the sky. January 1944, North Atlantic. A German U-boat, U-744, dives deep to escape an Allied escort. They've survived dozens of depth charge attacks before. The captain is confident, until he hears something new. 24 Hedgehog bombs descend. The crew waits for the usual thunder, but this time, there is silence. Seconds later, boom! One impact, one detonation, one kill. Hedgehog didn't need luck. It only needed contact. Word spread quickly across the Kriegsmarine. Interrogated captains confessed, the Hedgehog was worse than depth charges. With depth charges, you had hope. With Hedgehog, if it exploded, you were already dead. The Atlantic balance shifted. U-boat aces who once hunted without fear now avoided convoy escorts entirely. The Hedgehog turned the ocean from a hunting ground into a graveyard. By 1944, Allied kill rates skyrocketed. U-boats that once slipped away now vanished in sudden, violent strikes. The Hedgehog was simple, ugly, unpredictable, but it changed the war beneath the waves. It proved one thing: sometimes the most terrifying weapon is the one you never hear coming. If you enjoyed this dive into naval history, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories from the deep.